Hello and welcome to this album review. Now, today I'm going to be doing an album which celebrates its 1 year anniversary today. By Paul McCartney, it is New. Now, for me this album is very special because it was the only release by Paul, yet anyway, what was released while I was like an active McCartney fan, where like I followed it right from the moment it was announced to the moment it was released. That I sort of like followed all like the promotional activities and that of it. So that's maybe why I think it's such a good album, because it's the only one released like while I was a fan. But I think the main reason why I love it so much is because it is such a dog good album. The album was announced, its release was announced at the end of August in 2013 with the song New. And I loved that song. I heard it like on like that first day when it was like announced like on his website. I thought it was a brilliant track. Heard it a lot on the radio. It was. It's just a shame that it wasn't a big hit for Paul over here anyway. Like I believe it got to number 4 in Japan, but over here it didn't do anything like in the charts. But to be honest, really, I don't really care what goes on like in like the charts nowadays. And it's probably a good thing that he didn't get like in the charts, to be honest with you. Well, the singles charts anyway. So on the album, he collaborated with four younger producers. These were Mark Ronson, who most famously worked with Amy Winehouse, Paul Epworth, Ethan Johns and Giles Martin, who is George Martin's son, Beatles producer, and Giles also did the Beatles Love album, which I think is a terrific album. He did a fantastic job with that, and he was kind of the main overseer of this project. I think working with the young producers really did Paul a lot of good, because it sounds very fresh, very modern, but it's still Paul though, and that's the main thing. The album got a very good critical reception on release, mostly 4 or 5 stars from all the major sort of reviewers and critics. A lot of people really like this album. Although it did do well in the charts over here, it debuted at number 3 on the album charts, which is very good for Paul, but unfortunately it dropped out the top 100 after only 5 weeks, which really isn't a lot for the album charts. Most artists expect to spend at least 20 weeks like within the top 100 with an album. Paul didn't manage 5, so it's disappointing in that sense. But I feel that it's probably because he everyone who wanted to buy the album, like me and like all Beatles fans, that bought it as soon as it came out. That's why it got to number 3, and then after that it just lacked the staying power, because he did like because he did all of the promotion and that, like Graham Norton's show and the BBC stuff, before the release of the album. Even worse, like in America, like he did it at least about a month before the release of the album. He was on Saturday Night Live, other stuff like that. So it really like lacked the staying power. But I think it could have been a bigger success for Paul. That's basically what I'm saying. So now I will get on with showing a few bits and pieces what I've got about the album. First thing I've got is this magazine here. What it's Mojo. It came out would have been in like sort of September time, and sort of promotion like of the album. They interviewed Paul in it. Very good. I've just found a bit with Paul in it. That's a nice picture of Paul there, I think. There, and he talks about the tracks in there, and at this point, when I first got this, I hadn't heard the songs yet, so it was very interesting hearing him talk about songs like Early Days and On My Way to Work when I hadn't heard them, because he did a very good job of like not leaking this album. I thought, like you see at most albums they get they get leaked about months before the release. This album didn't emerge on YouTube until about the weekend before its release, so is that still Paul stuff? Yeah, that's still Paul stuff there. So they did a very good job of containing it. So that's that magazine there. It also came with a CD as well, but it's really nothing much a CD. Onto the CD now. This is the CD my dad bought as soon as the day the album came out. I'd just been to my guitar lesson, and he said, "I've got something for you, Ross." Knew what it was, and he pulled this out. It's like, "Dad, you got the wrong one." But he didn't tell the difference because there's a deluxe version with a slightly different cover. He must just picked up whatever one was the cheapest. But honestly, I prefer the 12-tracked album. I don't think the bonus tracks add anything to it. I think they're misplaced at like the end. Maybe if they were actually weaved into the other songs, then I might enjoy them more and listen to them more. But for me, they just seem like a bit like odd ends on it. There's the back, very simple back cover. And we have the CD here. There's CD. Very reflective. And very simple design as well. You get sort of essay by Paul in there. Quite boring packaging was my first impressions. I thought they could have done like a whole lot more. There's the lyrics there. Very small indeed. And like you get a lot of nice black and white pictures. Would have been nice in colour, but let's face it, they probably do look better in black and white. All taken by Paul McCartney. And there's just sort of credits and stuff. So nice little booklet there you get with the CD. And now onto the vinyl, and just this was on the front of it here. This was the sort of sticker what was on the shrink wrap. Just sort of says what you get with it. You also got this digital download card here, which will I cover up my code? I don't know. Yeah, I'll just keep my code covered up for now. But I don't think that I've used it because I had the CD before I got the vinyl. So there's that there, and then we have the vinyl itself. This is the alternate cover design. This is the cover of the deluxe album, and there's a rear cover there with track listings. This is off the standard album. And in here you get a booklet that's fallen out, but you get all the lyrics here. But for me, the packaging is not the best. They could have. I would have maybe liked to picture Paul or something here. Maybe just the tracks here, but the lyrics. Problem is they're all in sort of capital letters, so they are quite odd to read. A bit. I mean, like if I try like follow them, because it takes like you sort of like longer to read capital letters, or some sort of sciencey thing like that. It takes longer to read capitals than just lowercase letters. But anyway, yeah, the booklet here, I'm going off topic, is much thicker than the CD because you get a really nice interview with all his band members. So, like Rusty, Abe, them, yeah, there they all are there, yeah. So they sort of talk about like the album because they were like really fundamental, like in the making of it. Sort of nice pictures. Some in the CD booklet, some you don't get with it. It's all very nice. Nice big thick booklet here. And the one thing I actually do like about the packaging of this album here is this sleeve here. These photos here, these sort of new photos here, I believe were actually sent in by fans via Paul's Instagram account. I'm not with all that stuff, but believe that's what it was. So I quite like the sleeve design. And here's the record here, 180 gram vinyl pressing. Very good quality. Nice label as well. Very simple. Very minimalistic design, I think he was going for. So with this album. So that's the vinyl there. Now I will now go over all of the tracks. So it opens with the song Save Us, which I think is a very good choice for an opener. I believe the album was originally going to open with Queenie Eye, I read somewhere, but Save Us is a much better choice. Gets the album going, real very fast sort of foot tapper. Lyrics maybe could be improved a little bit, but it's still a very good song. Then you get the track Alligator, which for me is one of Paul's best songs from the from this century. The lyrics on it are absolutely brilliant. I especially love the line, "Everybody else is busy doing better than me." Very kind of relatable line, like when let you down and that. Yeah, just love the song. Although his vocals in it, in the middle eighth bit, "Could you be that person for me" bit, when I first heard it, I thought they were particularly weak. Now though, I can like them because it does show Paul's kind of slightly vulnerable, softer side. Like on like the sort of middle bit, and the music on Alligator is great arrangement to it. Then we go "On My Way to Work," which is when I first heard it, I absolutely loved the song. I think it was the harmonies on the chorus a bit, but all the time I thought of you bit. What just got me that was what just got me hooked. That was I thought it was brilliant. My friend David loves this track as well. It's his favourite Paul McCartney song. Yeah, it's a fantastic song really. I've maybe overheard it, maybe a bit overstretched, maybe could do with one less, but all the time I thought of you line in it. But it's still very, very good. Then we get "Queenie Eye," the song what's on now. And this is a fantastic piano foot stomper rocker, just a brilliant track. Great choice for a single as well. Features a quite good music video, but he has had better music videos than it. As for the song "Queenie Eye," it's based on a old street game what he used to play in Liverpool. I must confess I did used to play this song with my grandma and granddad when I was a little boy, but I played the Manchester variant of it. Yeah, it's Queenie-O who's got the ball, or something like that, I don't know, but it wasn't Queenie Eye. Yeah, just really fantastic track, sort of again reminiscent of his youth. As is the next one, "Early Days," which is a song really concerning the relationship between him and John Lennon. And the sort of people, these sort of so-called Beatles experts who sort of think they know everything about what went on, because he sings a line, but as for me, I don't see how they can remember when they weren't where it was at. So he's sort of well, not attacking them, but sort of defending himself really, like on that line there. That's for "Early Days." It didn't strike me at first, but now I can enjoy that track just because the lyrics on it are really, really good. Although, on a side note, the music video to it, I'm not that keen on the music video. It's these two kids in sort of South America, these two black kids in it. At first I didn't get it, but it kind of sort of mirrors the sort of story of Paul and John. There's a scene like where it's at like their like one of their mum's funerals, because as we know, like Paul and John both lost their mum like when they were very young. So the Early Days music video is okay, but it's but again he's had better music videos in it. Then we get the song "New," which was the lead single for the album and the one what was announced before the album. This was at the end of August, I think. I don't think I've mentioned that yet actually. Yeah, just a brilliant song, "New." Very Beatlesque, harpsichord in it, reminiscent of "Fixing a Hole," I think. Again, great lyrics on it, sort of about him finding new love in Nancy, his wife now. So yeah, it's a fantastic track, and the end is the end of it, like with like where it goes like a cappella. I think is kind of like a homage to sort of Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys kind of sound. So that's great on it. Then on side 2 of the vinyl, opens up with the track "Appreciate," which is very different for Paul. It's electronic-y kind of music, but I do like it. It wasn't my favourite one to begin with. I would actually skip it, I must confess. But now I can enjoy it. Probably helped by the music video to it. Which is absolutely great. If you've not seen it, check it out. Paul McCartney "Appreciate" music video. He does some wonderful dancing with a robot in it. So yeah, it's just a really fun music video, I think. Yeah, and like the song itself, lyrics aren't aren't the best, but the production on it is very good. I think Giles Martin did that track. Then we get Everybody Out There, which was one that was premiered at the iHeart Radio gig. I think that's what it's called. I'm probably wrong. The song, the acoustic guitar riff on it is brilliant, absolutely fantastic, really catchy. That I remember that was one that I'd listen to over and over again. The live version gets stuck in your head a lot. It's just brilliant all round, fantastic. Really good concert number as well. Gets the crowd singing like if they know the song. Then we get for me is the weakest one on the album, but still an enjoyable enough track. It's called Hosanna. This one's much slower, but I quite like the atmosphere to it. It's very sort of has like a certain like mood to it. Not sure how to describe it, but very kind of psychedelic in parts. The verses could be a bit more interesting melodically, but the actual chorus bit, If You Believe It We Can Stay All Night, I think is very good. Then we get the track I Can Bet, which is a brilliant song. Fantastic. I remember the album was leaked, or like this song was leaked about the Saturday before it was released, and that was one that I listened to over and over and over again, and I'm still not tired of it now. Absolutely fantastic. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some I've seen say that's a Get Back rip-off. They're all similar in parts, but I mean, he wrote over 500 songs probably. A few of them are going to maybe sound the same. Like a little bit. But again, just fantastic track. Great production on it. Giles Martin on that one. Brilliant track. Then we get Looking At Her, which is actually a really good track. It's one what I feel gets overlooked on the album. But it's a really, really good song actually. Does a bit weird, like electronic-y, like in like the middle, but I don't mind it. I mean, like it is Paul kind of experimenting a bit, trying out different genres and that, because that's one thing I love about this album, that it's not like Chaos and Creation where it's all in the one mood and one genre. It does like it hops about a bit. Like Paul compared this to the White Album. It's not as good as White Album, but it is kind of that it goes different places, like in mood and that. And then the last track listed on the vinyl is called Road, which I think is a brilliant closer to the album, and fantastic production work on it. As for the song, it's a good song, not his best, but far from his worst. Just a really good close to the album. Just really good song. But then we have a hidden track, which is called Scared, which is a really nice piano ballad. It suits its spot, like as a hidden track, I think. Just sort of it is a nice sort of proper end to the album, but I feel that Road is like the proper closer, you know. But Scared is nice as well. Then we get a number of bonus tracks with a deluxe CD, but I've not got the deluxe CD. I got these some other way. The first one is Turned Out, which for me is a George Harrison-esque rocker. Sounds very much like a sort of Cloud9 era stuff. George Harrison Cloud9 era. Much more than Friends to Go. A lot of people say Friends to Go is a George Harrison-esque song. I don't see it myself, but this one Turned Out sounds very much like the Cloud9 Traveling Wilburys kind of sound. Just a really, really good song. Maybe a bit repetitive at the end, but it's really good. And then we Get Me Out of Here, which is a nice sort of bluesy kind of song. Probably would be weaker one if it was on the album, but since it's just a bonus track, it's good, you know. So overall, that is the album review done. I would rate this album a 10 out of 10. I think it's a brilliant album, and yeah, just probably definitely in my top 5 McCartney albums. I think it's his best since Tug of War, is possibly his best since Venus and Mars, maybe even his best since Band on the Run. So yeah, so that's this review done. There is a new, but before I end this video, there is something coming out very soon called the new Collector's Edition, which I'm hoping to buy when it comes out, because you get an extra CD with two tracks that haven't been heard yet, like 2 unreleased ones. Demons Downtown, I've forgotten what the other one's called, but still no Secret Life of a Party Girl. Paul, please release that song, Secret Life of a Party Girl. We've not heard it yet. We really want to listen to it, if you're watching. And it also comes with a DVD with all his promotional stuff on it and everything. So I will be buying that when that comes out, so expect an unboxing of that soon after its release. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video and been able to stick around for it. It's been about 20 minutes long, but it's such a great album, this new. So yeah, I hope to see you next time then. Bye bye.